Hey everyone, welcome back to History Unfolded. Today we're tracing the epic story of the last 7 world powers, from Portugal's age of discovery to America's global dominance and the new challenger on the horizon. We'll explore how empires rise, why they fall, and what evidence points to the US possibly losing its edge, all backed by credible sources like Encyclopedia Britannica and 2025 IMF data. Let's dive in. Our journey begins with Portugal, the first global power of the 15th to 16th centuries. Maritime innovation was their superpower. The caravel ship, Prince Henry the Navigator's voyages from 1415 to 1460, and the capture of Ceuta opened routes for spices, slaves, and gold. But a population under 1 million couldn't defend far-flung colonies. When the Dutch VOC, 1602, and English EIC, 1600 rose, Portugal lost dominance, and with Brazil's independence in 1822, its golden age ended. Then came Spain, the 16th century superpower, fueled by silver from Potosi, over 150 tons a year, and conquest by Cortés, 1519, and Pizarro, 1532, Spain built an empire across 2 continents, but easy wealth became a curse. The price revolution, 1520-1650 triggered inflation, while endless wars and 80% debt to revenue by 1598 drained the treasury. When the 30 Years' War ended in 1648, Spain's power had already begun to crumble. The Netherlands rose next, with the Dutch East India Company in 1602 and the Amsterdam Stock Exchange the same year. This small republic of just 2 million people became the world's banker. Its innovation in finance and joint stock enterprise built a commercial empire from Java to New York. But the Anglo-Dutch Wars, 1652-1674, drained resources, and as Britain industrialized, global trade and finance shifted from Amsterdam to London, ending the Dutch Golden Era. Next, the Ottoman Empire, founded by Osman in 1299, expanded by Mehmed II's capture of Constantinople in 1453, and reaching its zenith under Suleiman the Magnificent 1520-1566. For centuries they controlled the Silk Road and ruled 3 continents. But after 1683, military stagnation set in. Nationalist revolts, Balkan Wars, 1912 to 1913, and World War I finally dismantled the empire under the Treaty of Sèvres in 1920. France dominated Europe under Louis XIV, 1643 to 1715, with 25 million people, a professional army, and colonies spanning Quebec to Africa and Asia. Its downfall, revolutions, colonial losses, and defeat at Waterloo in 1815. Even with Napoleon's brilliance, Britain's industrial and naval edge proved decisive. By the mid-20th century, independence movements, from Haiti in 1804 to Algeria in 1962, marked the sunset of French global supremacy. Then came Britain, ruler of the world's first truly global empire. Industrial Revolution breakthroughs from 1760 to 1840, steam engines, textiles, coal, powered unmatched naval dominance. But the cost of 2 world wars was staggering. Debt soared to 250% of GDP by 1945, and decolonization followed swiftly. India in 1947, Africa through the 50s and 60s. By mid-century, Britain's empire gave way to 2 new superpowers, the US and the USSR. Enter the United States, the defining power of the 20th century. Industrialized in the 1800s, expanded overseas after the 1898 Spanish-American War, and emerged from World War II with its economy intact. At Bretton Woods in 1944, the US led creation of the IMF, World Bank, and the dollar system. Add NATO in 1949, post-war technology dominance, and unmatched soft power, and America became the center of the modern world order. But history repeats. In 2025, China's GDP, PPP, is 135% of the US, and projected to rise further by 2030. The US now imports 80% of its antibiotics from China, debt tops 130% of GDP, and political polarization undermines unity. Meanwhile, China's Navy fields 370 ships to America's 290, and its Belt and Road Initiative spans 150 nations, reshaping global influence one port at a time. So, who's next? China leads with 30% of global manufacturing, trillion-dollar infrastructure projects, and state-backed tech expansion. The EU remains strong in diplomacy. India's rising with 1.45 billion people and growing naval power. The next century may not have one empire, but many poles of power. History shows powers rise through innovation and fall through overstretch. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and explore our channel.